Well, apparently it's true. As far as I can tell from all of the sources I've been able to find online, Nissan has decided that 2024 will be the final year for the Nissan Titan, unfortunately, as of course they transition to electric vehicles. Now this is a trend that all of the major automotive manufacturers have started to follow. Nissan in particular has said that they want a number or a lot of their product offerings to be EVs by 2030. Now that's just 5 or 6 years from now, but they want a vast majority, if not all of their product offering to be electrified by the year 2050. It's a pretty aggressive timeline, but it seems to be on par with what the other manufacturers are touting these days. So I guess we can't be surprised, especially considering the fact that the Nissan Titan gets pretty poor fuel mileage compared to a lot of the other full-size trucks out there. I guess the good news is that Nissan has said the Nissan Frontier, the internal combustion, the gasoline-powered Nissan Frontier will be around until 2029. I guess that's a couple of years longer than they had originally anticipated. So that's kind of cool. I love the Frontier. Actually, I'm a bigger fan of the Frontier than I am of the Titan, but because of what we want to do on this channel and some of our plans going forward, we need a full-size truck. So the Titan made more sense for us, but unfortunately, the Titan is going away. That blows. We just got this 2021. Now, a lot of people have asked me over the last couple of weeks, will I buy a 2024 Nissan Titan because it's the last year? I have a few thoughts about this. There are a few reasons why I think I might, but there are several reasons why I wouldn't necessarily want to purchase 2024. So let's get into that. So a couple of reasons why I wouldn't purchase a 2024 Nissan Titan. Number one, we just got this 2021 Titan. And we're just starting to modify it and build it up into something that's going to be practical for us in accomplishing the tasks that we have in mind. Even though I'm a type of person that goes through a number of vehicles, and I've gone through like something like 30 of them in the course of my life, I just don't foresee us dumping this one after just recently purchasing it. We like it. We don't have any complaints really. So it would just be difficult to dump it and let it go for something that's essentially the same vehicle. From what I could tell, the 2024 spec sheet, according to Nissan, not much changes. It's still the same 5.6 liter V8, still the same amount of horsepower, still the same amount of torque, still the same towing capacity and cargo capacity, still the same weight essentially, and all the features, as far as I can tell, are exactly the same between the 2021 and the 2024. So I think there might be some differences, cosmetic differences in some of the other lines, like the SV bronze package, I think might have a gloss black grille, stuff like that. But as far as the truck overall, it's the same dang thing. So it would be hard to justify going from a vehicle that I already have started doing some work on to essentially the same exact vehicle, and now it's just new and more expensive. Another reason that I wouldn't purchase a 2024 is that I never buy brand new vehicles because it doesn't make sense. Vehicles are depreciating liabilities. I know people call them depreciating assets, but they are not an asset unless it's like a GT3 RS or a Ferrari or Lamborghini, something like that. Vehicles are depreciating liabilities. They cost money and they don't get you anything in return, basically. So buying something brand new just doesn't make sense when it drops 10 or 15% of its value immediately driving it off the lot. Of course, that depreciation sort of tapers off and plateaus a bit, and trucks tend to hold their value a little bit better than cars generally. But just knowing that something that has been owned by somebody else, that has miles put on it by somebody else, that's just knowing that they drop value so fast and immediately puts you in a hole, I just cannot justify buying a brand new vehicle. Now, if it was a couple of years old and has 20,000 miles on it, and that value or the price point has come down a little bit to make it more reasonable, then I would consider it. I think that then gets us into the conversation as to what it would take to get me into a 2024 Nissan Titan. I would buy one. The fact that it's the last year of production really doesn't do anything for me. I think there is enough of a community that's established with the first gen Titans that will kind of move into these newer Titans, and that same community will continue to develop, and enthusiasts will continue to latch onto the platform. And I don't know that it being the last production year that they're going to have some crazy value, or there's going to be a substantial increase in demand, for example. It's a great truck, and I think it's super underrated. I don't think that people are going to be clamoring, busting down doors to buy these 2024s. So that doesn't do anything for me. But the fact that it is newer, that's appealing. after we put, who knows, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 miles on this 2021, it might be time to get into a newer vehicle that's in a little better condition, has fewer miles, has warranty, more warranty left on it. Then sure, that might be appealing. I like the price point of the Titan. I think, like I said, it's a super underrated truck compared to the big three in particular. I think it's a lot of truck, a lot more truck for the money than comparing it to a similarly outfitted F-150, for example. So I don't see myself necessarily looking at other brands. I think the Titan checks all of the boxes that I'm interested in. I do wish it had a little higher towing capacity, a little higher cargo capacity or payload capacity. But overall, I think it's a great truck, and I think there's a lot of great aftermarket support, and I think that's just going to continue to expand as enthusiasts start to move from that first gen into these newer Titans. So yeah, I mean, it's a great truck. It's a great little truck, and sure, I'd consider getting a 2024 when the time is right, when the time and the price is right. Because I don't know, I think there's a lot of work yet to do in terms of electric vehicles. I mean, I was just at a parking garage in Charleston, South Carolina last weekend, and there was a sign, a big sign outside of the parking garage that said electric vehicles are prohibited because of numerous recalls and the potential for spontaneous combustion and fires and things like that. So I mean, there are parking garages in major cities that are not allowing electric vehicles to enter just because of the threat that they pose to other people's vehicles and property. I think that speaks volumes in terms of where we're at as far as the EV industry goes. I think there's a lot of work to be done. I think there's a lot of infrastructure yet to be put into place, but that is a whole different topic of conversation. So, yes, long story short, I would definitely consider a 2024 Nissan Titan when the time is right, because I don't think that I would be going in any other direction, big three or electric vehicle or otherwise. I like the Titan for what it is, and I'd consider owning another one in the future, depending on where we're at. So that's just my point of view. It's kind of an interesting topic of conversation. Some people wanted to know my opinion on the 2024 and just the newer Titans in general and whether or not I would get one, so I thought I'd throw it up in a quick video today. Let me know your perspective and your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below, whether it's on the Nissan Titan, the 2024 Nissan Titan, the 2024 being the final year for the Titan, or the electric vehicle industry and how we think that's going to go in terms of full-size trucks and overlanding, off-roading, camping, those kind of topics. Curious to know. So thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for the engagement on these videos. More stuff coming for the channel, of course. We appreciate you very much. We'll see you in the next adventure.